I think it's really important to have a good support system. Um, Surrogacy is very personal, but pregnancy is something that you really need a support system for. And when you add the additional unique experience with surrogacy and the connections you may or may not have with your IPs on top of that, and understanding that what you may be feeling is completely natural and you can bounce that against other surrogates and know that you're not crazy for feeling that way, or feel like you've been heard, even though you may have a different opinion than even the professionals that you're working with that are doctors. I think it's really important to have that experience and support system.
Absolutely. I agree completely. I had so many questions that didn't in my head warrant a phone call to the agency or the doctor, but just being able to reach out to people I see on a daily basis and say, hey, did you experience this with your surrogacy, or did your contract say that? It was really comforting.
The bond and the sisterhood that I have with the two ladies sitting here is absolutely amazing. I mean, to experience, to have the common thread of surrogacy is one thing, but also the support that Tiffany spoke to and that Elise spoke to as well. Being able to have that person that you can call that's not your family, or that hasn't known you your entire life, to say, hey, this is how I'm feeling right now. Even on a good day, when you have something exciting that you want to share, it's not just the days when you're struggling or when you have questions about things, but when you're super excited about certain points in your journey, having that sisterhood, that bond of women that can celebrate and share it with you, it's amazing.
We work in corporate America together, and so talking about things like surrogacy, maybe faux pas and abnormal. Most women, when they have a baby and folks observe them as pregnant for 9 months, and then they come back after 6 weeks instead of taking 4 months leave of absence, we can commiserate. There are a lot of questions. There are a lot of, sometimes inappropriate questions. Doesn't it hurt you to not have a baby come home with you from the hospital after you've carried it? And we get it. We get it and understand, why we did this. And, we can bounce things off of each other and feelings off of each other that really we understand at the deepest level that, in corporate America, you may or may not be able to talk about some of that stuff. But with this bond between the three of us, we absolutely can.
Shared conception helps put you in contact with fellow women who are surrogates or have been surrogates. And sometimes there's an online presence. If you don't have people that, you work with and get to see at the office every day. Or Shiva's really good with, if you just have a question about something, she can say, you know what, so-and-so has been there before. Do you want me to put you in touch with her? Or do you mind if I talk to her? And it's always on your terms. It's never a forced thing if you're an introvert, which I kind of am. So it's not as scary as it sounds. There's just a huge network of women who are willing to hold your hand every step of the way, and you don't realize how close to you they are at any given moment. Again, whether it's your office or a phone call or online or through our little get-togethers we do with just the surrogates with our agency every so often. You actually get to meet face-to-face if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can go eat food and talk to people who've been there, done that.
I would say, getting to know women who were strangers to begin with, but because of the bond through surrogacy, my network of friends that are like-minded and very caring and giving and sacrificial people, it's grown exponentially because of this. this agency has connected us together very intentionally. People in our same area, all across Texas, across really very, very large areas in Texas. We have surrogates from lots of different walks of life, lots of different journeys, lots of different phases of that journey, but we all have the same heart for intended parents who just want to be parents, and that those are really special ladies, and everyone that I have met have been the kind of people that I would trust with my own kids, the kind of people that I could call and cry to, and I think that I hope that's not unique to Shared Conceptions, but I know that I can absolutely speak for Shared Conceptions, getting the kind of people that I would trust with my kids, and thank goodness the intended parents do too.
Yeah. And I would say, for me being single, when I first started looking into surrogacy, I wasn't sure that there were a lot of single surrogates out there. And then once I connected with the agency, I connected with other women who were also single and who are also surrogates. And we could talk and we could bond, and we bond with the married surrogates as well. But having someone from that, you have the bond of being, we call each other Surro sisters, but then you also have the, hey, I have this in common, or hey, I have that in common, and we can bounce the things off of each other, like, how did you handle, hospital visits and childcare, or how did you handle this particular situation, or how do you give yourself shots when you don't have someone else there to help you with the shots or otherwise. So it's been great having that connection and being connected, as they have said, intentionally with other surrogates, and being able to form those bonds.